Welcome to A&M Reviews. I'm Skybear, and I'm here with my buddy Sal. What's up, Sal?
Not much.
So today we are going to be reviewing Darkest Hour, the latest Gary Oldman movie, the latest Joe Wright movie. There's a lot of people actually in this movie, Sal. I didn't realize that.
No, there is.
So, and before we get into it, keep in mind there will be spoilers up ahead, so watch out for that.
You've been warned.
So, I realize that this show is coming out on a different day than usual. I would like to apologize for that. I just recently moved back down to California from Oregon, and I've been busy with things. So, sorry about that. We're going to try to keep it on track, but, things happen. So, in case you haven't heard about this movie, it is about, during the early days of World War II, the fate of Western Europe hangs on the newly appointed British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, who must decide whether to negotiate with Hitler or fight on against incredible odds. So, what did you feel about this movie, Sal?
Well, I went to go see this movie, and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to see a historical time period, basically, and it's going to be, Churchill. Right. I was actually amazed that they didn't go that route. It was more of a character study movie to me. Yeah, it was literally...
Yeah, isn't the timeline just like a month? And that's
exactly. It's like May, and beginning of May, end of May, and that's it. Once he becomes prime minister, and then once he gives a speech about, we're going to keep fighting, he kept going after that. The movie just ended there, kind of thing. It was like...
Yeah, the movie just ends with his famous speech.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that either. It shocked me in a sense. It didn't shock me that much, but it just caught me off guard, basically.
Yeah.
To the point where I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
The only thing I could see that could save this movie would be that if you companion it with Dunkirk. Because, it's during the same time, and they do talk about it, they point to the map. So I'm like, it came out in, this year too. So, hey, if you're waiting for this to be on DVD, go ahead and pick up Dunkirk, once they're out. And just watch both of them kind of thing. They could feed off each other. It's not going to be the perfect movie. It's just going to make it a little more enjoyable and basically like a little two pieces of a puzzle kind of, linking together.
No, I completely agree. I think both of these movies serve as like sister films now since they're both out. And I totally agree. You could just watch one right after the other and it would just be like one big movie pretty much.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that this is not the first Churchill movie of the year. There was one before this.
Right. Didn't that one have Brian Cox in it?
Yes. Brian Cox was Churchill. But yeah, for this one, the pros, I'm going to go off topic. Forget about the movie, the acting, Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Holy shit.
If he doesn't win an award for this, I'm going to call foul. Because it's amazing.
This is definitely no, he's going to get the Oscar this year.
Yes. You go in and you see him and everything. And I was there trying to be like, oh, okay, let me see if I can spot, Gary inside this character. There was no Gary there. It was a different person.
I feel like he does this to a degree with every role, but, more so in other films than other ones. But, no, he just totally disappears into the character. And, every time, I usually just fully believe whatever character he is.
Yes.
Wow, that is Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Wow, that is whoever the fuck Zorg is in The Fifth Element.
No, all his characters, he embodies them, and he takes on the character. And basically, I think he's a step ahead of other people who do it. A lot of people credit other actors for doing the same thing, but I think Gary just takes it beyond a step further than they do. And this movie proved it alone. So if he doesn't get an award for this movie, I don't know what the people were watching. Yeah, the story's not that great because, it's just following him for a month or less than a month. But the acting was great. And I know there's other actors in the movie. I think he overshadowed them kind of thing.
No, he absolutely overshadowed everybody in that movie.
No, I saw other people there and then I was like, I know, I guess I know who you are, but I'm more interested in Gary kind of thing. And that wasn't my intention of doing it. I went in there trying to be like, oh, I want to see the whole movie and everything together. And yeah, I know Gary's in there and, I'm a fan. But at the same time, it's you couldn't stay away from just watching him. And I guess it is based on him. But at the same time, there's other movies who round it over by paying attention to other characters. Give it that, There was the Chamberlain character who, was more intricate into it. I saw other people in there. Yeah, I saw them, but they didn't stand out as much. Mm. Yeah, another thing, I was online looking up pictures for this podcast, and I went to an article, and they said that Gary had spent more than 200 hours in makeup, or putting on the makeup.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, and basically half of the the prosthetics that he puts on his face, because that's not his face, so it's prosthetics and makeup, flab and everything. It added up to half of Gary's own weight. So think about this: you go as an actor and you sit in a chair for literally hours while people are putting paste, glue, and stuff, and then sticking plastic on your face. All that plastic adds up to half your weight. So after you're done sitting in the chair, tired as hell, you have to go out and act your ass off. That's amazing in itself. But I believe Gary's like, just do it. Just give it to me. Add it. Go ahead. He wants the challenge.
No, I've always been I have never envied that aspect of an actor's life, because Jesus, Sal, I would never want to do that. Imagine what Ron Perlman went through on Hellboy.
No, exactly. To sit there, and then what happens when you get a niche underneath the makeup or the prosthetic? Exactly. That in itself is it's my little. I would be like, oh God, there's a niche, or even if I don't have a niche, once you put something on my face, I'm gonna say there's a niche because I'm freaked out or something,
Oh no, because then once you know that you can't do anything about it, it just makes it worse.
Yeah, then you have the three phases. You adding the makeup on, then acting, then after that is the taking off the makeup. And it's not an easy process because they have to take each one off to be able to save it for the next day. So it's not like you just tear everything off. So guess what? You're going to be sitting in that chair even after you're done with your acting, and you're even more tired, just to wake up the next morning to do it all over again.
And you're usually lucky if it takes half the time to take off your makeup as it did to put it on,
Yes.
Because it just takes that long.
Yes, it does. Yeah, so what was your grade that you gave it?
Oh, I think overall, I would give it a 7.5, just because of Gary Oldman's acting alone. Just goddamn. And also Joe Wright, I love Joe Wright, just except Anna Karenina. I'm sorry, I don't like that movie.
Well, I heard that this was his pet project, so he really wanted to do this as as something he wanted to do for a long time. So I guess that's where it came from, and that's why he's like, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do. So forget you, whatever you people say. And I give him credit for that. I really enjoyed the fact that it was we were following Churchill, and it wasn't basically focus on Hitler, focus on the war and stuff like that. It was basically the man struggling with this question: should I give in or should I stand up and fight? That was the whole point of the movie. What does a man do when he's cornered? So it was just a dilemma, and I really enjoyed when he was in the subway how he started talking to people.
And it wasn't only about a man deciding whether or not to fight or surrender. It was about him making the decision and how it affects an entire goddamn country.
Exactly. That's what I liked about the scene for the subway. It actually brought it home. He went to the people and said, look, I know I decide for you, but what do you guys want? What do you want?
I'm not sure how factual that whole scene is. I'm not actually that knowledgeable in the facts of this, the whole events of, this that transpired in the movie. However, that scene was really refreshing because I have not seen, this type that scene in this type of movie before.
Exactly.
In a while, you know what I mean?
That scene itself sold the movie to me, and it basically brought more to the character and saying look, he actually cared. He wasn't just doing it because, he was prime minister and stuff like that. But here's another thing. You said we don't know the factual things about the movie, but I can tell you that the scenes that he was in the bathroom, they were actually real. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. No. Well, the whole thing, yeah,
it was real for LBJ, so I wouldn't be surprised.
No, yeah, and then, the whole movie, I enjoyed it to the sense that it was also, mostly because Gary. But my grade reflects not the acting, so it just reflects the story itself. If I was going to give it a whole grade, I would give it the same grade you gave it, because Gary pushed it a little higher, so.
Yeah, no, even with, actually no, without Gary Oldman, then it would just be an okay movie.
It'd be It'd be just like, just wait for it on Netflix or wait for it on TV.
Yeah, just Gary Oldman's acting, like, pushed it up, like, just a couple notches, but, like, as a movie overall, like, yeah, it's good. Like, if you like Dunkirk, then you'll probably like this movie a lot. And if you like British period pieces, then you're probably going to love this movie.
Exactly. Go watch this one, once you get, like I think you were in the war period recently.
Oh, yeah. I was watching a lot of war movies for a while.
So once you have your own war period, go ahead and add this one to your list. Exactly, yeah. I mean, this is good to revisit, like, every few years, or every year, basically, during, World War II. Just go and watch other movies. Don't go watch Pearl Harbor, because that one's not really good. But other movies, I mean, like you said...
Sal, like, not bullshitting, I actually don't mind watching Pearl Harbor.
I don't know.
Like, if it's on, I'll watch it. I don't care.
No, for me, I don't know. It's like, I went to see it during high school, and I kind of... Even my teacher was like, guys, forget this movie. If you really want to go watch a movie, go watch Tora, Tora, Tora. And that was it. I'm like, yeah, it was just a love story.
I rewatched it in high school, and I'm still like, yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, no, like, don't get me wrong. Like, that movie has some problems. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still enjoy watching it just because, like, I'm just like, there's explosions in here. It's fine. And there's enough action where somebody's going to be happy with this. So that wraps up our review for Darkest Hour. Check it out if you want to. And catch us next time when we review Star Wars The Last Jedi!
Yeah!
Man, I am so stoked for that movie. I can't wait for it to come out, dude.
Same here.
I mean, I'm just expecting, Empire Strikes Back, but that's just me.
Keep our fingers crossed. Hope this one's better.
And remember, social media is in the description, and hit us up if you have any questions.
And remember, keep watching movies.